I got 5 lights on, and they're up. The Red Bull goes up first. The Aston Martin is going to try to chase after him into turn 1. Let's see how well this goes. It's a pretty good run with Aston there. 2 tenths behind. Less than a 10. Trying to keep up with Cameron through the opening lap. We got carnage going on track. I saw a lot of carbon fiber flying around the track there. So I know quite a few drivers lost positions here. But I think there was some better contact getting through that opening lap as we only kept a bit on the front though. So we're a bit focused on what's happening out in front. We'll switch on through the rest of it as we get on through. But I think we have a few cars with damage in the session. Man, yep, it is both Haas, Spillage, and Wasted down at the back of the grid right now. They've been involved in some sort of incident. Maybe some other drivers, maybe a few more others, not sure as yet. We'll probably figure that out later on. So it's a yellow flag in sector 1 right now for an opening lap incident there involving both Haas's and probably Piastri as well as Jake Lee. I see he's down at the back there as well in 17th, so maybe he was involved in that as well or got caught up in that. Either way, Stewart will leave with that issue later on in the session. Top 2 drivers, Cameron and Aston, still holding their own out in front here. It's a 1.8 second gap between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, of course, for that race lead right now as these two get on through. Aston, of course, has his teammate for company behind of him here. So yeah, both Aston Martins gonna try to keep those cars on podium positions here if they can. Let's see how far out in front the Red Bull is. Still in range, still in view right about now, but Aston, of course, needs to close in that gap, or he's gonna have to let Dusty get past him. Let's see if Team Orders are gonna come and play with this one here. Are they gonna make the Aston Martin switch positions for this race here? Because Aston needs to break that gap down and not make him go further than what it is there right now. It's already down to 2.9 seconds. It's only a 3/10 between the Aston Martin drivers here. We'll see what's going to happen. David in the Mercedes coming down in 4th. He's going to try to make a move if he can. And of course, it's only a 9-lap race for the Sprinter guys. They're going to push as much as they can in this session. And it's going to get a bit crazy in some portions. Let's see how much of overtakes are going to have happen as we got Ghost Astra just fighting with Explicit Tyson down in the back. Let's have a quick look what's happening with these two as they get through here. The Ferrari of Tyson trying to get past the Alpine there. It's a very close gap. He's keeping it close to the gap. Lancer getting involved with Johnson out there for P7, I think it is. And we got someone falling down the order. That's the other Ferrari of Liam. What's happened to his car? He's falling way down the order. We got a bit of an issue in Sector 3 with that there. I think it's gone green again and we're back going. Let's see if that's the case or not. We're going to go back out front though. See what's happening on top with Optics here as he is now getting very, very close. Goes wide on track now behind Sean there. And got a McLaren challenging him. That's Johnson getting alongside him. Followed by Lancer. Pretty close up here. It's only a 310 gap. This is going to get a bit insane for P5 is what they're fighting for at the moment. Not even for out in front. Out in front, Aston is losing that lead. The gap that he has towards our race leader. 4.7 seconds is what he's up to right now. It's doubled from the last time we had a look at them. Dusty still about 3/10 behind his teammate. He might want a chance to actually go after Cameron for this. Let's see if they're going to switch it up or not. DRS is now online. So of course, everyone within a second of the car in front of them will have that DRS advantage, and they have the DRS to use as well. It's a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Tyson there in the Ferrari. As frustrated as he got into the pit lane, I'm quite sure. Spillage is already out of the session. That's one of the Haas drivers that was involved in the incident at the start of this session. Let's see how that's going to continue on through. Lancer here still chasing after them. I think McLaren of Johnson, is it? Yes, it is. It's a 210 gap. He's pushing on through in Sector 1 as he get on through. Looks like the Williams went a bit wide there. Created a bit of a gap for them, and now it's allowed Johnson to get ahead. Johnson, of course, is going to be quite happy about this. Lancer in the Mercedes, I don't think he's going to be too happy about it. He now has a Williams in his way. That Williams driver going to try to keep that position. He lost one position here. There goes the Mercedes around on the inside, and looks like he got side by side with the Williams here. He's going to be able to get the move done though, get ahead of Optics. Might just be able to do this as the Williams fights back here. Around through Sector 2 they're going here right about now. I would say wheel-to-wheel contact a bit between them, and they're still fighting for that position. There goes the Mercedes. He's up ahead. Lancer gets the position. He's up into 7. The Williams still coming at him though, trying to get back alongside him. I don't think it's going to work. He's going to have to settle for the racing line as we have, I think, a full safety car from what I'm seeing here. Let's have a quick look at the sign at the side. Is it a virtual safety car or a full safety car? Can't really tell us yet. Never fully shows on our screen, but let's see what the case is. But quite an exciting start here with these sprint races. We're only in the lap 3 of 9. I think we're about to go into lap 4 right now. As the drivers get on through it, it's Aston 7.8 seconds behind the race leader Cameron out in front. Cameron, of course, leading the Drivers' Championship right now. Quite an exciting lead he has as well. I'm thinking he's definitely going to want to continue that lead there. DRS back online. We're back racing again as that virtual safety car is now over. Of course, we got Lancer very close off behind Johnson here. It's a 410 gap. He has Optics following on behind him there in the Williams, so it's gotta be a bit worried about that if he has to be. Let's see how that's gonna work out. Dusty out in front, still chasing after his teammate in the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martins haven't switched positions as yet. Aston still thinks he can do this and break the gap down towards Cameron there. It's down to 5.7 seconds. Let's see if they can get anything else done in the next few minutes here. But Dusty, he might just force an overtake on his teammate here if he needs to get ahead and chase after the Red Bull out in front. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go further down in the back of the grid though. Chapichio and Vroom here. What's happening with these two? It's a 5-10 gap between them. I think Chapichio there in the Red Bull. His teammate leading the race, of course. He's running in 10th. Needs to get some more points in this race here, of course, for the constructors. Will help them quite a bit. I think as far as I remember, they are leading that as well. It's a 2.4 seconds gap towards Kildan in the McLaren out in front of him, so he has some work to do. Vroom, of course, chasing after him, not too far behind, so he needs to be a bit concerned about that, as that Alfa Romeo is catching up. And does have a Williams coming behind, that's Panda. And then we have Ghost Astra taking the Alpine coming. F1 Immortal followed behind that, wasted behind that. It's a few seconds with the gap time, but still pretty close off enough. Dusty and Aston is switching positions out in front. That's the Aston Martins doing I guess a team order move at this point in the session here. So Dusty is going to now take charge of the Aston Martin team. See if he can break the gap down towards the Red Bull of Cameron out in front, who's now 6.1 seconds out ahead. Let's see if that gap is going to break down or not as you get further on in this session here. But Dusty has some work to do. The gap already going up, already up to 7 seconds. He's lost over a second here already. Aslage trying to keep up with his teammate as much as he can. Not sure if he's doing a pretty good job or not. We'll have a look in just a second. Ghost Astra here. He is currently behind Panda and trying to keep the gap alive that he has here. Let's see how that goes to Piastran. Piastran in the pit lane at the moment, trying to get maybe a front wing replace, I'm assuming it is. Lancer here. Let's see what happens. I think we're on with the virtual safety car, or is it a full safety car at this point? Have a look in just a second. Can just have a look at the boards on the side of the track. I think it's another virtual safety car we're having. They're going a bit too fast. I really can't see the board. I think it's a VSC though, as far as I can tell. Let's keep this going either way. Oh, this might just be a full safety car. Is the safety car out? I'm trying to have a look. I think the safety car is out right now. Let's go on to Cameron out in front. If you go green, at least you know it's not a full safety car. But I think it is a full safety car at this point. Because, let's see, are we coming around to the safety car on track there? Yeah, we are. So it is a full safety car, confirming that right now, guys. A full safety car at this point in the session. And we're on lap 6 of 9. We're probably going to get about 2 laps of racing to finish off the sprint race. But Cameron still leading this race right now. Dusty going to have a bit of an opportunity here. It's a full safety car. The gap is going to close between all the cars down to just a few tenths. So, he's going to have a bit more of an advantage here against the Red Bull to take a chance and try for an overtake, hopefully take away the lead if he can against that Red Bull driver. The Red Bull seems to have the pace around here though. We'll see what's going to happen. So Cameron, of course, leading the Grand Prix right about now. Dusty now in second place. His teammate Aston down to third. David in fourth, right where he started, I believe it is. Sean in fifth. Johnson in sixth. Lancer 7. Skills Dan in 8th. Chapichio in 9th. Vroom in 10. Panda 11. Ghost Astra 12. F1 Immortal 13. IG8Live 14. Optics in 15. Wasted in 16. PS in 17. And Liam in 18th. Explicit Tyson and Spinach are out of the session, unfortunately, as it is there right now. So yeah, we're gonna wait for the safety car, of course, to be over, and then we're gonna get back racing again. But quite an exciting sprint race I gotta see we got going here so far. I'm quite sure the main race session gonna be a bit more exciting as well as you get into that. And Aslage, I think, having a bit of an issue according to information from the Discord chat. He is restarting his console at the moment. A bit of an issue, I guess, with a lot of drivers with that, with a lot of players with that, I would say, because I had to do that before I actually got onto the stream here as well myself. So let's see how that gets sorted on through. as we follow on behind the safety car right about now. Of course, we're gonna go one more lap, I believe, and then we should get back racing into lap 8. I think we're gonna have lap 8 and lap 9 of racing left in this session for this race at least. So yeah, let's have that going, and yeah, we're gonna just wait for that to get restarted there. Okay, so we're about to get back restarted here as they get through the final 2 turns here to get back onto the main straight. The critical, of course, going back in the pit lane right about now. Cameron gonna control the pace of the grid here as he is gonna be the first one to go. No overtaking until they get across the line as they go into lap 8 right about now. Let's see how close the Aston Martins are. Not too close enough apparently for a move here, but let's see what's going on with the rest of the grid at the back there because Aston is down to P4. We got David is up into a podium place right now as getting back restarted in this race here. Aston is all the way down to 5th. Not having the best of luck. I'm not sure if he got connected back to his game as yet. He might be disconnected from the car at the moment there, which is possibly causing that. Sean up to 4th. This is not going well for Aston Martin. He's down to 6th right now. Hopefully he can get back online. Let's have a quick look. Is he connected to his car? No, he is not. It's ghosted. I think he's trying to get back connected there. Hopefully he gets back on before the race comes to an end. It's going to cost him quite a lot of points and positions here. Dusty within a second of the Red Bull out in front. Of course, we just got finished with a safety car. That DRS advantage not going to come alive there right away. So let's see what can happen. So Cameron currently still leading this race. Dusty, of course, a close second with him. As you can see there, Aston Martin trying to close the gap there right now. Going back down to Lancer though, behind. Actually, he's stuck between two McLarens right now, sorry. Skills down behind and Johnson out in front. Liam just got a DNF in the session here. So something's happening down in the back of the grid there. And I think that's happening in Sector 1, is it? Or no, Sector 2, sorry, Sector 2. He's out of the session. Jake Lee getting past him. He's going to put him up into 17. So 3 drivers out to the session so far. Got such a close gap here with the Mercedes and the McLaren of Johnson. Johnson under severe pressure right now for that position. Skills down trying to follow on through with this. Let's see if he can get anything done. The Cameron out in front extends his lead 1.7 seconds and gets the fastest lap as we get into the final lap of the sprint race here. It's lap 9 of 9 here at Japan. And there goes the Mercedes on the inside into turn 1. He's going to try for the move against the McLaren. Does he get it done? No, he does not. Holds on to the racing line, going through. And of course, Skills down trying to follow on through. He's going to try to possibly interrupt this if he can. It's a 4:10 gap. He's not close enough to do anything as yet. Lancer a bit closer to his towards Johnson out in front. Was Zach Johnson doing a pretty good job, I would say, defending that position there. P5 And it's worth defending at this point in the session. Every point counts with the point system that these guys have here. Is going to be worth it at the end of the session, I'm sure. Let's see where the rest of the grid are at. I'm not switching too much around. We're just having a look at the gaps at the moment as it is there. Jake Lee retires from the session. 16 drivers now remain in it. Out in front, Cameron still leads the front to the final lap here. And it's a 2.7 second gap. It's going to be a sure win for him as far as most of us can see here. Dusty in second. David running third. He's got onto a podium position for himself. Going to be quite happy with that. Sean running fourth. Johnson here is trying to defend against Lancer, who's defending against Killzan, who's now defending against Astelage in P8. I think he might have got connected back to his car. It's a close gap. Let's see how it's going to work out. Chappie Chio, 1.7 seconds down from Astelage and Aston Martin. He's trying to catch up as much as he can, but it's the final lap. How much can they get done? Let's have a look out in front as our... Oh, we got a yellow flag, like triple wave yellows, as the Red Bull comes across the line to win the sprint race here. And that's Cameron finishing on pole. Dusty takes second place on the podium. David takes third place on the podium. Sean finishes fourth. Zach Johnson gets across the line for fifth, holds his position against Lancer, who finishes in sixth. And then the McLaren teammate Skills Dan finishing in seventh. Astelage in eighth. Chapichio finishing ninth. Vroom in 10. Optics in 11. Panda 12. Ghost Astra in 13th. We'll have a look at the grid order, of course, in just a second. The results should come online. And yeah, we should be able to see the rest of the grid already up. But yeah, quite an exciting sprint race there, guys, even with the safety car. Lancer getting the driver of the day for that session from the game there. Not too bad with that. Did do a pretty impressive drive. A pretty good battle with the McLarens. So there we have it, guys, the sprint race results. Cameron finishing on pole, not a bad finish for him. Some decent points here as well. Dusty takes second place on the podium. David got up to third. He got a podium position for that finish there. Not a bad finish in third. Sean there finishing fourth. Zach Johnson holds P5 against Lancer for P6. Skills down 7. Astelage in 8. Chapichio 9. Vroom 10th, of course. Optic 11. Panda 12. And what else we had? F1 Immortal in 14. Ghost Astro 13. Wasted 15. PS Run in 16. Jake Lee 17. And I think everyone didn't finish the session. From Jake Lee onwards, I don't think they finished the session. PS Run was 16. I think that was it. 16 drivers finished the race. So yeah, still quite an impressive session. We're going to load through into the main race session right now, which I assume probably has a formation lap as well. So have a look at the starting grid order at that point in that session, because I'm not sure how they determined it for that one. First time streaming for the league, guys, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Think it to actually check that through. So we'll load down.